Hello, this is Suzanne in Ohio. I have a project share for you today. I have a fabric book that I'd like to share with you. It has this matching bag that you can see here, and it was a total sewing theme. I thought maybe you'd enjoy seeing it. Now I am at a different camera angle, so I hope I can keep things straight here. Here's the bag, and this was the beginning, my jump off point. All the background that you see here was um, some kind of quilt project for somebody. And I found it at the thrift store, and it was a vest. And I took it all apart and used every piece and part that I could. I probably only had a little piece like that left that I threw away. But somebody had put such an effort into this and that it was just beautiful. It's not only strip pieced, but it has glitter enhancement. It's sewed with variegated metallic threads. It was just a beautifully made piece. So this was my beginning idea. I thought I would have enough fabric to make the bag, and I did. I added my own fabric for um, the handles and the bindings and stuff like that. But on the front, what you'll see here is an applique. This is an old-fashioned shoe boot with supposedly the flap, button flap. And these flowers are, what are they? The melted taffeta edges that cause them to crinkle. That was fun. I'm going to turn this over and show you the back of it. I was able to get a pocket out of the fabric, so it isn't a big pocket, goes all the way down. On this, I decorated it with yo-yos and fussy cut hexagons. The buttons on the handles are vintage, all four different. I love this one because it's an old-fashioned covered button. I can remember my mom and aunt doing many of those when they would make an outfit for themselves. So the book is in here. I want to show it to you. I'm going to pull it out and see if I can stay in frame and get this out of the way here. So that's actually the back of the book. So let's turn it over and the picture on the pocket, here's a big pocket, faces this way. That was the sizing I could get. But the book opens this way. So, like I said, this is a pocket and everything is padded or lined. And all the edge of the outside of the book is raw edge stitched with scraps. Makes it really cute since it is a sewing theme. Okay, on this side, when you open it up, here's a pocket. And then these are loops, expanding loops for this kind of a spool of thread. So they fit in there kind of like that. And then there's another pocket, expanding pocket behind it. And then you can slip something in there. And I put this little fabric pouch, Velcro closure. And it opens up. You could put anything in there that you were working with on a sewing project. Now, I made this book in mind that you would want to take your sewing project with you, kind of like to travel whatever you're working on or to keep it all in one place. There's lots of old textiles used in here. This was a linen, and what I did, it had the pink flower embroidery on it, but I embroidered the bird and the branch and then made it into a pocket. This is also an expanding pocket for big spools of thread. This was out of a vintage linen also, and then I embroidered this little house on it. Now the whole thing is mounted on a belly band. You can roll up a project that you're working on and slip it right in there. Now all these pages are triple. Actually, they might be actually 4 layers because 2 layers of fabric and 2 layers of um, iron-in lining, pellet lining. So let's flip this over. All right. Um, Again, old linens. I embroidered the tea time and the teapot on there, and then free motion sewed this stay calm and sew. And these are pockets. Here's a little pocket. And then this is a double pocket, but it also is a belly band. And there's a pocket with matching lining in there. This is a loose leaflet, not loose, but a single leaflet. I'm on a linen napkin. Let's see, pieced this leaf, embroidered the veins, and I padded it pretty good. So in essence, that's a pin cushion. You can put your needles and your pins right in there. When you turn it over, here's a fabric pocket also. And then this was some kind of beautiful little textile that I found at the thrift store. So I mounted it and did a chain stitch embroidery all the way around it, and that became the front of another pocket. On this page, a printout of it said it was a sewing pattern, but it told about the style and what ladies were supposed to wear, and it was just too cute to pass up. So I printed it off on fabric, mounted it on the front of this pocket. Okay, here's another little, this is also almost like a needle book sewn in there. And let me untie it. And when you open it up, here's some wool felt with a little spool on it as if it has thread wrapped around it. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but here's a piece of real wool felting, and that's good for your needles. So that thing folds up and ties together, and I'm not going to use both hands to do that. This was a beautiful linen dresser scarf, and it had this tatting kind of edge on it, and I wanted to use it. This was the original embroidery on the scarf. So I free motion sewed this little bluebird and leaves on there. And again, it's a pocket. Excuse me. So same thing here. Another piece of that linen with the tatted edge. And I free motion sewed the cardinal and the pine branches. And that's a huge pocket. This was a download from the internet. I printed it on fabric, put it on a flap, and it kind of hides that pocket, but there is a pocket in here. Now this is a good place to show you. All the pages are free motion sewed to keep the layers together. Another vintage print from the internet, and this was a receipt from wool importers. I am sorry about the coughing. Okay, next page. All right, this is a big expanding pocket. You can get your hand all the way down in there, perhaps for a small skein of yarn or whatever you're working on. This little sheep that I appliqued on here is wool, so you can put your pins in that also. This was just 2 scraps of this linen with the embroidery on it, and I did a house and an apple and some little scraps of that tatted edge that I didn't want to throw away. Let's see, no more pockets there, but this and this is a pocket, 2 separate ones. On this side, 2 pockets, the original vintage linen here, and I embroidered the bird and the leaves. And this is called cut work. That's when they cut the threads and pull them. And the only thing original on here was the blue and the sort of a squiggly line and a pink flower. So I embroidered this supposedly little thing hanging on a clothesline and did just a skimpy facsimile of a rooster. And this is a folding pouch. The print, of course, off the internet, printed on fabric. And what you do here is you untie it, and then when you open it up, it has the ability to hold quite a bit. And you just lay your project right in here and fold over the edges and tie it shut. And what I have in here right now are some pin cushions. I made this little flat pin cushion out of a rescued, what am I trying to say, cross stitch. Hexagons. And then this is a pieced leaf, and then mounted on here. And then I free motion sewed the leaves around the edge. You can see I put some straight pins and stuff there. So I just had those tucked in there for safekeeping, but that would hold quite a large project that you're working on. And then you just fold it up and tie it shut. Nothing will fall out if you're transporting the book. So when you look at the back, let's see if I can get this. Yeah. So I pieced this section fabric and then appliqued a teapot and a teacup on here. And then the flower enhancements here are scraps of a vintage dresser scarf. And then this little piece of lace makes it look like you've got a lace tablecloth hanging off the edge of the table. This bird is thread sketched, a single strand of embroidery floss, and you just sew and sew and sew until you get the image that you would want. Okay, so that's my bag and my book. I hope you enjoyed it, and turn this back over here. I will show you this. This sewing machine was fun because I put thread as coming down as if the sewing machine is threaded, and then left a tail there, and free motion sewed, so it is. So that was fun. All right, I hope you enjoyed this fabric book. If you're interested in it, it would be a fabulous gift for somebody that's a sewer, and almost an heirloom keepsake. Oh, I should say, I made this pocket along the edge, and I did it in 2 sections so that it would hold some short crochet hooks or knitting needles. And then you could stick, or just a pen or pencil if you want it. But that's really stiffened with Pellon, and I think it'll serve well to do that. But what I was saying was, if you want, if you're interested in this book and you perhaps want to purchase it, it'll be listed on my Etsy site within a couple days. So if not, please use the ideas to jump off into your own project. And I enjoyed doing it. It was so much fun. And again, my jump off point for the colors especially was all this purple and burgundy vest that I found at the thrift store. So don't throw anything away. Get a new eye when you go to the thrift store. Look at things differently. Sometimes there's some real treasures there. Well, I thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon.